The Galactic Institute of Xenobiology had never seen such attendance. Over 3,000 beings from 200 species packed into the grand amphitheater, their various appendages, sensors, and optical organs all focused on the stage below. The air filtration systems worked overtime to accommodate the diverse atmospheric requirements, creating subtle swirls of custom-tailored environments throughout the massive chamber. Professor Lily Chen stood at the podium, her small human frame dwarfed by the enormous screen behind her. She wore simple gray attire, a stark contrast to the elaborate ceremonial garments favored by most galactic academics. Her dark eyes scanned the audience with the peculiar intensity that made so many species uncomfortable, that predatory focus that marked her kind. Thank you for attending today's presentation on human evolutionary biology, she began, her voice amplified to reach every corner of the hall. I understand many of you have questions about why the Galactic Council has classified humanity as a Category 7 species. Despite our relatively primitive technology when we were first contacted, a ripple of chittering, humming, and various forms of acknowledgement swept through the crowd. The Category 7 classification was reserved for species considered extremely dangerous, apex predators who had somehow achieved spaceflight. Only 12 such species existed in known space, and humanity's inclusion remained controversial. Lily advanced her presentation, and the screen behind her displayed an image of Earth, blue, green, and beautiful. Our world is what you would call a death world. 93% of surveyed Galactic Council species would classify Earth as hazardous to incompatible with life. And Valerian in the front row, its crystalline structure glowing with curiosity, raised a manipulator appendage. Professor Chen, surely you exaggerate. Your planet appears quite pleasant. Lily smiled, and several species in the front rows instinctively recoiled. They had learned that when humans showed their teeth, it rarely meant genuine happiness. It was something far more ancient. Let me show you something, she said, changing the image. The screen now displayed various Earth creatures: sharks, crocodiles, bears, wolves, lions, tigers, venomous snakes, and spiders. These are just a few of the species that evolved alongside humanity. Each one is a perfect killing machine in its own right. The audience stirred uncomfortably. The images were disturbing enough, but what truly unsettled them was what came next. My colleague Liam Foster conducted extensive research on human hunting behavior throughout our history. Liam, would you join me? A tall man with sandy hair stepped onto the stage carrying a primitive weapon, a bow and arrow. Security had cleared it beforehand, but several species still edged away nervously. This, Liam said, holding up the bow, is one of the simplest tools our ancestors used. We weren't the strongest species on Earth, we weren't the fastest. We didn't have natural armor, venom, or claws. He paused, letting that sink in. But we had something else: persistence and intelligence. Lily nodded and advanced to a new slide showing ancient human hunters tracking prey across vast grasslands. We invented persistence hunting. When we wanted to kill something, we would simply follow it. For hours, for days if necessary. We would track our prey until it collapsed from exhaustion. Impossible, declared a Thaxian dignitary, its tentacles writhing with disbelief. No species could survive such exertion. We evolved specifically for it, Liam replied. Our bipedal locomotion is extraordinarily energy efficient. Our ability to sweat allows us to regulate temperature better than almost any other species on Earth. We can eat during pursuit, drink during pursuit, and we can track wounded animals for incredible distances using visual cues and scent. The screen changed again, showing human hunters with spears surrounding a massive woolly mammoth. We didn't just hunt small prey, Lily continued. We hunted the largest, most dangerous creatures on our planet. Creatures 10 times our size. We hunted them to extinction. A wave of shocked silence fell over the amphitheater. The mammoth, the giant ground sloth, the saber-toothed cat, all gone. And not because of environmental changes, but because humans became too efficient at killing them. Lily's voice was matter-of-fact, almost clinical. We eliminated our competition and our threats with systematic precision. Liam stepped forward again. But here's what really defines humanity. He paused, his expression darkening. We didn't stop there. When we ran out of megafauna to hunt, when we had conquered every ecosystem on our planet, we turned that same predatory behavior on ourselves. The screen now showed images from human history, Warriors, soldiers, battles spanning millennia. The audience watched in horror as the presentation documented humanity's endless conflicts. We warred with each other for thousands of years, Lily said quietly. We hunted each other across continents. We developed increasingly sophisticated tools, not to hunt animals but to hunt other humans. We became so efficient at killing our own species that we invented weapons capable of destroying our entire planet. A young Zarellian student, barely out of its spawning cycle, trembled in its seat. Why would any species do this to itself? Lily and Liam exchanged glances. Liam spoke first. Competition for resources. Ideological differences. Tribal instincts scaled up to civilization-level conflicts. We are social creatures who form intense loyalty to our groups and equally intense hostility toward outsiders. For context, Lily added, humanity fought 2 global wars in the 20th century alone. The second one killed approximately 75 million people in 6 years. That's more deaths than the total population of most council species. The lecture hall fell silent, completely, utterly silent. Even the species that communicated through sound-based vibrations went still. So why are we telling you this? Lily asked the stunned audience. Why expose our violent history so openly? Liam moved to stand beside her. Because you need to understand what you're dealing with when you interact with humanity. We are not like most of you. We evolved as persistence predators on a death world. We hunted everything, including ourselves. But, Lily interjected, her voice taking on a different tone, we also learned. Every war taught us its cost. Every conflict showed us the consequences of our predatory nature unchecked. We developed ethics, philosophy, and eventually genuine compassion, not despite our nature, but because we understood it. The screen changed one final time, showing images of human rescue workers, doctors treating alien patients, human engineers working alongside other species to build colony worlds, human soldiers defending council space from actual threats. We channeled our persistence into medicine. We simply refused to let diseases win. We directed our hunting instincts into exploration, tracking mysteries across the galaxy instead of prey across the savannah. We transformed our tribal loyalty into something bigger, a dedication to protecting all sentient life, not just our own species. Liam raised the ancient bow again. This tool could kill, but the hands that wield it chose to build instead. That's the real human story. Not that we were predators, but that we chose to become something more. Lily stepped forward, her eyes sweeping across the thousands of beings watching her. The Galactic Council was right to classify us as Category 7. We are dangerous. We hunted everything on our world, even ourselves. But we're also your allies, your friends, and your defenders. Because we learned that the greatest hunt of all is the hunt for a better version of ourselves. And that's a hunt that never ends. The silence held for 3 full heartbeats. Then slowly, the amphitheater erupted into various species-specific expressions of approval. Whistles, clicks, resonance harmonies, and bioluminescent displays of respect. As Lily and Liam left the stage, a Valerian elder approached them, its crystalline structure pulsing with thoughtful colors. You humans are terrifying, it said simply. Lily smiled, genuinely this time. Yes, but we're terrifying in your defense now, and somehow that made all the difference.